All right, everybody, we're live. Wow, what a blowout for the Super Bowl. It's about time you didn't see this like hocus pocus, whatever the heck it was with the Kansas City Chiefs. They got outplayed. That defense for Philly was just bang smashing. But I had to do an impromptu late night. I want to just document Super Bowl night and stuff. I don't know who I'm gonna get in here. How's it going, Brittany? And I don't know. So I gotta tell you, I like it when hey Deb, I like it when the champs uh like Tatum for the Celtics. I like it when the champs give all the glory to God. When everything like during this last political regime, everything is just anti spirituality. When you see when they politicize everything in our faces, and then you see the heroes under a microscope in their championship moments, they give all the glory to God, and it makes all those demonic, sacrilegious powers to be. It makes them throw up. So yeah, he's a good guy, that Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes, classy guy. And hey, that's football. It felt good. Even if the Bills would have won, even if the Bills would have beat Kansas, there was no way they were going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. No shot. So all the Bills fans, don't worry about that. Oh well, they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. They would have just got smacked around by this team right here, and of course they would have got out coached. You know what? Also, I was thinking about watching the commercials. I enjoyed that choreography and everything from Kendrick Lamar. I enjoyed that. I thought it was going to be so, but it was a good performance. But I was looking, and I'm watching the commercials, some real great commercials, of course, the Super Bowl ads. But locally here, we see the Jim Kelly commercials. Jim Kelly's in these commercials, and it just made me reflect on, he might have lost all those Super Bowls, but Jim Kelly gave the Buffalo Bills fans such great, exciting years. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a letdown, of course, that um of course they lost all the Super Bowls, but it was a fun ride and excitement during that time for at least the Bills fans could enjoy, that fun, that ride to the Super Bowl, even though it didn't end good for them, but it was just good. And Jim Kelly, he's beaten bad health, disease, and everything, and he's such a strong representative, class act of the Buffalo Bills. So my hats off to Jim Kelly, and he's a good guy in the community, tough guy from Pittsburgh, and you know, my hat's off to Jim Kelly. So there was a lot of excitement during those years. A lot of excitement. You know, the Bills make me want to. I'm on now. So yeah, very very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, Ivan, what a game! Pretty crazy. Uh, they got outplayed in every aspect, and you got to hear Tom Brady call the game, 7-time Super Bowl champ. You got to hear him call, and his experiences. Very good, very, very, very great, great production. Very, very great production. I love Tom Brady calling these games. I love it. I love it. And he ain't too shy about calling out the bad refs. But see, when the game is such a blowout, they try to be cute early. You see the refs try to be cute early, then they did a makeup call. But the refs did try to be real cute early. Like, wow, we're gonna have to watch a crap box Super Bowl. But then they both evened out. Hey, Mr. Ruffino, they both evened out both the calls, and then most of it was just penalty free and stuff like that. So that was pretty good for the, you know, and Yeah, um the post game. They're gonna present the trophy and everything, and that's it. Football. Yep. I took the Eagles -9. That's as high as I could go on the odds. Just a small bet. I don't have money. I bet I might have said it in the other video. I took the Eagles -9. I was trying to make them -13.5, but MGM, they're little scaredy cats, so you can't, get better odds, but that's how they that's how they hedge. But, you know, the Eagles look so fine-tuned going through these playoffs that, you know, playoffs, playoffs. Remember that dude? That goofy Mora? Remember back then? Hey Viv, hey Juju. Remember Ivan, who was that dude? Playoffs? Who was that, Ivan? Who was that, Michael K? Who was that coach, remember? He was for the Saints or something. You might not have been born. I don't know. I'm sorry. You might not have been born. Yeah. Mm. Oh, that was Herm Edwards. That was Herm Edwards, but the other guy, Jim Mora. Yeah, Jim Mora. Jim Mora. Yeah. He went playoffs. Playoffs. Oh, well. Now what's left for the sports? The NBA? The NBA? Well, you got the Boston Celtics. Mm. Oh, yeah. And if you watched that clip earlier about the Mongoloid comic strip guy, Jeff Naduski, there's going to be a nice little series of that, from the comic strip for the Amish Mongoloid uh, um, Google Meister. And wow, so it's a very entertaining comic clip that I've been watching and conveying to you guys. Uh, yeah, they do the commercial. Jeff Naduski. The Amish Mongoloid. The Google man. So I got a nice little series of that. So all the people over there in that camp, get your popcorn and stuff. Uh, get your popcorn ready and everything else, and you could check out. You know. Mm. So that's that. Yeah. What I have, I don't have that paper, but yeah, we're gonna show the early years of Jeff Naduski, coming up, first grade, what happened in first grade, and what happened maybe on his first date. You know, it's tough being a mongoloid out in the world. It's tough. Then we might have when the mongoloid, Jeff Naduski, saw another mongoloid. We got some good juice coming up in that comic strip. So, yeah, what's up, Ronnie? So, just like Ronnie said. Now there's the presentation, Super Bowl presentation. Yeah, I like when these champions, leaders get up there. They're spiritual. They're fundamentally sound. Um, they praise God. I'm not going to preach a sermon, but I like that they're spiritually sound, and they ain't down with all the woke and all that politicized stuff. They ain't down with all that political gibberish and every. They don't play that. We're back to reality now. We're back to reality. So that's nice. That's nice. But yeah, we're gonna do that because I've looked at this genre, of course. I've looked at this genre, the mob tube and all that. And you got all the rats up there. You got the failures of the mob. And of course, they get millions of subscribers. No kidding. But they're failed scum, filth. They took an oath and then they failed the oath. And then what do they do after they fail the oath? they even go further and go on social media, so you can tell the scum and DNA of these people. You can tell the scum. Go Yankees, go Yankees, and you can tell the filth and what's within their DNA. So you've been exposed to the filth rats of MobTube. You've been exposed, and then you got the MobTube reporter, the Mongoloid over there. You got him, and they all piggyback into this genre, and everybody has a right. Everybody has a right to do their content creation. Everybody has a right for that. No kidding. But when they try to be cutie pies, and they want to throw they want to swing first. Well, when you swing first, anything goes. Anything goes after that. So we got a good freaking series coming up of the Mongoloid Amish. Yeah, we're gonna check out what happened his first day in school, because Hezekiah Wilbur, because we're gonna find out who bore. Like I said in the other video, the curiosity is killing me when you see a guy like the Mongoloid Jeff Naduski. When you see this, what only comes to mind is who was the male and female that sired and bore this creation. It's like two elements. You have a one element and another element. When you mix them together, it makes a creation. And they created this omnibus mongoloid like reject from the comic strip, and it's like who was the sire? Who was the sire? Like Ezekiel or Jebediah, and like who was the mother? Like Edna or Abigail, and then you combine these two rogue, more or less feral, like the feral people of the Appalachian Mountains, and you breed these two feral elements, and then you come up with a Jeff Naduski. It's like I maybe I'm being immature. Maybe I'm being immature, but my curiosity kills me, So that's one hell of a comic strip. Wow. Jeff Naduski, man, there's a guy out in Los Angeles or something that's doing that, So I've been checking that out, trying to relay some of this stuff to you guys. I got nothing against the Amish. No, they're just whoever that little clique is, they're pure living people. But of course, there's rejects in every culture, Of course, there's rejects in all cultures. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that's Exhibit A. Exhibit A. So yeah, that Naduski on that comic strip. Wow. So we're gonna have when the Mongoloid, I think maybe first the Mongoloid meets another Mongoloid. And it might be love at first sight or bite or whatever, because they're feral. So maybe it's not love at first sight. It might be love at first bite. These are like the feral indigenous of the Appalachian Mountains and Trail. So they're really sketched out. All right. So Naduski. Ain't nobody donated, Laura. Well, they have the Oregon Trail, then they have the Appalachian Trail. They have the different trails, which have feral indigenous people that can live in these isolated areas. But you see MobTube, you see what 90% of your genre looks like. Your genre looks like four rats and a rat reporter that could only pay rats to do interviews. So that's what your mob genre looks like. Mike Francis, the biggest rat known to mankind. Sammy the Bull, we all know about that. Dom Chicali ratted, but he's okay. Dom Chicali's all right. So you got these big visible people who are the scum filth disgraziados of the mob. And then you got a reporter, you got a reporter guy, mongoloid, that goes to bed at night and wishes he was a made guy in the mob. And, he tries to be the sheriff of content creators. So he's a bum. He's an Amish mongoloid. That guy in LA that's got that comic strip. I don't know. Is that it? Obviously, it sounds like the names almost match, but I think he just came up with a arbitrary name. You know? Yeah. So yeah, that's what well, he looks a little inbred. See that Naduski ballooned to 400 or 500 pounds. So they went to chop out half of the stomach, like an animal, like a slaughterhouse, where you just chop half their guts out and cut their intestines out and all of that. And then you want to shrink their stomach to the size of an egg. Well, here's a thought, sloth mongoloid. Here's a thought. Maybe you never came up with it. Stop eating. Stop eating. So they got to take an electric carving knife and trim the slothy fat off of the person. So thank you, Jason. So they got like the turkey knife, the electric turkey knife, but they couldn't use that on this feral mongoloid sloth. They couldn't use that. The doctors had to go to the hardware store during surgery and get a chainsaw and just start carving 100-pound slabs of flesh off, and then say three Hail Marys and say, "We pray the guy stops eating. We pray the guy stops eating." So, what kind of demented, low inbred mongoloid sloth can't even handle his own business? Johnny D. Johnny D. Here's a thought, Laura. Stop eating, okay? Yeah. Stop eating, okay? You don't have to go to the doctor. Stop eating, okay? Vivian, why are you... Do I sound angry? I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to have fun. What happened to the funny stories? That's all I do is entertain. That's all I do. Don't come at... How about this? Yeah, I'm angry now. Yeah, I'm angry now. How about this? How about this? Bye-bye. How about that? How about that, Vivian? Bye-bye. Okay. No, I'm so used to the jibber jabber, Jason. I'm so used to it. They come with it, and it's like, get lost, you know, because they're over there watching. They're watching their MobTube heroes, and then it's like, if I say something bad about their MobTube heroes, I'm angry. I'm calling a spade a spade. I'm talking about rats of the mafia that took an oath and they violated the oath. And then what do? They sprout up on social media. Yeah, they sprout up on social media like weeds. So you ratted on your mob. They were the downfall. They were the Sammy the Bull Gravano and Mike Francis must have, by the two of them, dismantled the mob. The two of them, and they're so cute. these mob rats, YouTube rats, they're so cute and pompous. What do they do after that? They get social media channels. Wow. That's the mob tube genre. Then you got a mongoloid reporter over there that thinks he's the sheriff and that he's going to control what you say. No, I mean, that's how demented and diluted social media is. That's how diluted they are. Joe, I like your channel. You don't play. No, I mean, you know, you you get exposed to so much gibberish. Gibberish. You get exposed to so much flimflammery, tomfoolery, and they're all tight asses. They're all loosen up. You robbed everything you got. You got more money than the Pope, and they don't even tell stories. I rarely get a donation. I've told 800 stories. And you got these bums that aren't even the true reflection. The one bum ain't even a reporter. He's a scrub. But RJ Roger, he's a reporter. He's with good old Mr. Mikey Scars over there. RJ Roger, that's a reporter. A classy, good-looking reporter. The Mongoloid Amish, he's a straight scrub. Yeah. The other guy is a straight scrub. He goes to bed at night with his Goodfella pillowcases and his soprano sheets and blankets, and he says, "Please, please, could I be a gangster? Please let me pay rats to do interviews on my channel. Please, please, please." Scrubs. And for all the dead, honorable mobsters out there that I knew and they didn't rat, they died in prison or they died in the street, I defend them. I defend them. So it doesn't mean, Vivian, that I'm angry. I call it like I see it. Just because you salivate and drool over these mob rejects and reporters don't mean that I have to follow suit. Go watch them and do what you got to do. And if you got a weight problem, here's a thought. I don't know. It just came to me. If you got a weight problem, stop eating. Okay? Stop eating. It's like everything's so coddled out with the wink, the woke, and the rainbow. You see, folks, Jason, Johnny D, Mike, they got everything like you're supposed to be a fragile little wimp, And if you say something that you just speak or you defend yourself, oh, something must be wrong. No, it's a real world out there. It's a real world. Okay. I'm a therapist. I'm a psychologist. I'm a forensic psychologist. I'm a scientist. I'm a mathematician. I'm a marketing expert. So, yeah, don't say this. Everybody's supposed to be a little wimp. Let me call my friend Bruce up and come on, man. Irish Jimmy Joe, what's going on? Yeah. Where you from, Jason? Where you from? Yeah, Johnny D, ain't it? All good, mate. Tea and crumpets. Oh, all right, man. Jason. That's cool, man. That's cool. So yeah, I got I do the shows. I like to have fun, and you don't have to do a super chat with a question because I just interact with the people. But I was never made. I was never made. I don't want to be a made guy, but I ran around. I saw it all from A to Z, and uh, then MobTube, RatTube appeared. And a guy gave me a call and said, "You'll never believe this, JoJo. Mike Francis has got a YouTube channel." What? You're kidding me. What do you mean a YouTube channel? Well, he does shows on social media. Mike Francis, the speed rat of all times? What? I thought he was in hiding. I thought Mike was in hiding. No, he does a channel. And what? They not only rat, and then they go on social media. So I came out and I said, well, I'll tell some stories, blah, blah, blah. I do like Mike's political views. I do like Mike's political views. And he has a right to sell, he has a right to market things. Of course, everybody has a right, but it just shows you what kind of real gangster it shows you what kind of real gangsters they were in that life. These were the guys, these mob tubers that took the mafia down. They took the mafia down. Your YouTube, yeah. Well, yeah, Jason. It ain't. It's starting to move toward more of the middle now. Yeah, it's starting to move more. The mayor's a little. You know, when when the left, just like New York City, with all the illegal stuff, the immigrants and everything, is what they just tanked New York City. They tanked it. They politically tanked it. The last 4 or 5 years, more people have left New York City and New York State, like rats fleeing from a sinking ship. More people because of these leftist Democrats that just got so whacked out, just totally whacked out, and they didn't have the interests of the public. They didn't have the public's best interests. So you're paying all these high taxes, and then they give a red carpet out to criminals and illegals. And then what do? They take the veterans who fought for this country, the homeless veterans. They take them out of the shelters in New York City, and they house the illegal aliens, and they tell the veterans, "Well, you're on your own." Really, really, Dorothy Hochul, really? They tanked New York City. Yeah, stop and frisk. They polluted everything. Yeah. Johnny D, good question. Do you think the fight card going to happen with Dominic and Snuff's good? No, it's just entertainment. It's just entertainment. That ain't never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Dominic, he's interesting. Dominic, he's interesting. Good old Dominic. And he sells. He has a right to sell. Very, very smart guy. But another way, how these families went down. How these families just went down. They were third generation from when I was around. They're generationally removed, and then they just turned all sketchy, and the old Cosa Nostra mob mentality was gone. How do these guys even take oaths? They take the oath, they turn the oath into a joke. So if you read it, then you took an oath to rot in hell. The oath says that if you violate the terms of the oath, that may your soul rot in hell. So that's why Mike turned to the church, because please don't let me. I'm sorry, I took an oath to the Diablo, and please let me open up a church. I'm Mike. Yeah, okay. uh, they got everything whacked out. They got. They used to have all the clubs, the social clubs, the Irish clubs, the Polish clubs, the Italian clubs. They used to have one or two of them on all the blocks. Now it's all run. It's all, yeah, yeah. It's all well, you're just getting old, Joe. Well, maybe I'm getting old, but I still got eyes to see and ears to hear, and I could spot bull crap when I see it. And what they tried to do, and New York State and New York City was the epicenter of the Democratic agenda and political pollution. And it's going to change, like you said, Jason. It's going to change. That the Democrat hold on New York State is going to be shaky. The last election demonstrated that, where it was closer than people thought for the seats, legislative seats. It was closer. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Laura Pierce, what are you guys talking about? Nobody wants to talk these days in the city. Yeah. But Holman, the uh, the director of Homeland Security, he's not playing. They've already deported a ton of these illegals, and the sanctuary states, those governors and mayors, try to block what they're doing. They're trying to get cute in California, but they snuffed that out. They're trying to get cute because they will arrest these governors if they try to obstruct justice, and mayors like the Denver mayor and them. Go ahead, obstruct. They're trying to harbor them secretly in schools and different places. These cutie pie Democrat governors and mayors, they're trying to harbor the illegals. Who harbors illegals where there's criminals from Tres de Agua? So that's just an evil move. Get your toothbrush and underwear, because they will be held to the letter of the law. Well, I think the guy in Denver, he backtracked. That mayor in Denver, Holman came on and did a news conference the next day and says, well, when we get there, if you don't cooperate, you're going to get locked up like a criminal. So he kind of backtracked. Yeah. Enough of the bull crap. We've seen 4 years of all warped out Twilight Zone stuff that we never thought could ever happen in America. And it did, on steroids. And now the legacy media, they can't take it. CNN, these journalists, newspapers, networks, they can't take it. They had it all their way. They had it all that way because they married politics to journalism and TV. So they just thought they could control the agenda and smear. Well, what happened was they got their butts kicked the worst. Their ratings plummeted. The View, CNN, all their propaganda media, legacy media, plummeted in the ratings. And what happened after that? They got blown out in the election. They got blown out in the election. So everything they did backfired times 100. And now the DNC chairperson had to say, listen, CNN and ABC and CBS, you're not doing us any favors anymore. We got to restructure our party. Because we'll never be able to win another election. They'll never be able to win. Who are they going to run in 28? Governor Newsom? Yeah, okay. Yeah. What's up, EB? It don't matter how much Joey Merlino made on the Eagles. I made $26 on him. I took him -9. He's just going to send it in anyways. He's just going to send it in. That's all. Joey Merlino. He's just going to send it all in. Yeah. He's going to send it in. You don't care. It's in his DNA. That's how some guys are. I knew a high roller. I might have did a video about it. I knew a high roller that was playing $100 and $200 a spin on the machines at the casino. He jackpotted the whole island. Okay, for a 50,000, a 75,000, another 50,000, and another 75,000. 250,000. He had a jean jacket, and he looked like Santa Claus with all the 10,000 bands in there. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, we're going over the bridge, and I had to buy the coffee. I had to buy the coffee. So that shows you that there's some sick, demented, psychopathic gamblers out there. And when we were in the casino, I could look near the machine, and I kept seeing the wrappers, the wrappers that symbolize, they packed the 5,000 stack, and the wrappers were building up near the machine. I says, "Well, how you doing?" He said, "I'm trying to gamble, Joe. I'm trying to gamble." I said, "You just made a $250,000. You're doing all right." "Yeah, I'm trying to gamble." "Well, what are you shooting for? $250,000 ain't enough?" "Get away from me, Joe. Get away from me." Okay. 5 hours later, he wants to throw me off the bridge. He wants to throw me off the bridge. He's chasing me around the car. He wants to throw me off the bridge. And then that got so, and then I had to buy the coffee. That's like Joey Merlino. No insult on Joey Merlino, but when you get psychopathically addicted to gambling like that, it's not that easy to understand or comprehend what these guys do. All the guys in the crew were all degenerate gamblers. The old man, the boss, he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. Mm-mm. They owed books, they owed people, they owed sharks, they owed books from other families, and it was just it was just a mission to get down on, you know, get down on bets, get down, get down on it. Yeah, so MGM, you could bet MGM on your phone and everything, but when I bet the Eagles, I could only the highest I could go was -9 for like plus 360 odds. I wanted to go minus 13 and a half. Oh well. Blah 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 blah. Uh so yeah. Yeah, the MGM app, you know. But when I did it, it only went to -9. Oh well. I only bet small anyways, so that's all right. So yeah, wow. The Super Bowl, that's I like Patrick Mahomes is a good speaker. He's a good boy, and so is and so is Hurts. So that's good. It was good to see. It was nice to see. Uh, them on the other end of it. They got coddled. The Kansas City got coddled all the way into the playoffs. All the refs, all the worst calls on the planet. Now they're under a microscope in the Super Bowl, and it's just good to let the Kansas City Chiefs get settled back to earth. Come back to planet Earth. You know, where was Taylor Swift up there in the box? Why did they show that whatever that rodent, that Taylor, what's her name? Taylor Swift. When the Kansas City Chiefs are doing good, and Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, and they're all rocking and rolling, and she's up there cheering. Camera 4, let's get a shot on Taylor Swift. Nah, I don't think we're gonna put a shot on her. She's crying. Oh, really? Well, let's get a camera shot on Kelsey. Nah, he's over there crying on the bench. Yeah, the party's over. We're sick of looking at that filthy sloth, Taylor Swift, and we're football fans. We don't care about what kind of pig Kelsey's screwing this week or not. We don't care who this month's pig is. And they got this romantic affair. That see, they pink it up. They want to pink it up. We're football fans. What do we care about this skinny toothpick? She's not even sexy. What do we care about seeing Taylor Swift up in the box cheering for her man? What do we care about that for? What do we care? And that's all we've seen in all these Kansas City Chief games. Yeah. How'd they look tonight? How'd they look tonight? Come back to planet Earth, you bums, scrubs. Come back to planet Earth. Yeah. She's not even sexy. There's sex symbols out there that were sexy. She ain't nothing to look at. They promoted her up. They hyped her up. And she's for 9-year-old girls. She's for 12-year-old teenage girls and all that. Football fans could care less about who the hell Kelsey's doing and who the hell this broad is up in the box cheering and oh. And it's been one big party. It's been one big party for 16, 17 weeks. And now it's over. It's over. You could write a song. You could write a song, Taylor, about the crushing defeat. You know, that'll be your new number one hit. I cried at the game. It'll be a number one seller. I cried at the game. Yeah, you'll make money on it anyways. You cried. And then the next song could be, where did Travis go? He found a new girl in Philly. Okay, Taylor. He might have found a new girl in Philly. All right. You could write a song about that too. So yeah. All this bull crap. All this gibberish. The commercials were cool. And Kendrick Lamar, I wish he would have done the better version of Squabble Up. You know, the song Squabble Up. But that was a good choreographed production. You know, I give that choreographed production. That was pretty good. It was pretty good. They didn't try to dirty it up real bad, you know, like you know how they get. But that was real good, though. That Kendrick Lamar, I like him. I like him. Yeah, I kicked drugs. I kicked drugs. Yeah. Yeah. You ever watched? What have you been watching for the last 2 years, EB? What have you been watching? What have you been, want to buy my book? That'll answer your question. Yeah. Buy my book. Okay. What are you, an illiterate, bro? Yeah. Yeah. Good. That's good. Go have a shot of beer and go do a shot of beer and a shot of whiskey and a drink. Yeah. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Go get a case of vodka and a beer, okay? You don't need to be applauded for just being normal, okay? I kicked addiction. I don't need any applause to just act normal. You know, oh, that's good. You've been clean for 11 years. Really? Why? Well, thank you, but I'm just being normal. I mean, I'm just normal. Yeah. I'm just being normal, you know. I don't want to go to any meetings and my name is Joe. I'm a this, I'm a that, and all those bullcrap addiction meetings, which I am credentialed certified counselor for that in one of my many uh in education. It's all bullcrap, the recovery system. If you want to quit, you quit. You don't need 40 meetings in 40 nights. My name is Billy. I'm an alcoholic. Well, no, Billy, you quit drinking 7 years ago. So when you go to a meeting, why do you have to say, my name is Billy, I'm an alcoholic? Huh? EB23? My name's Billy, I'm an alcoholic. Well, wait a minute. You ain't had a drink in 11 years. You buy into that jibber jabber? Recovery systems don't get people clean. People themselves get their people clean. Because when you're fighting that devil on your butt, the only thing that can get you out of it is yourself and God and Jesus, maybe. So 40 meetings and 40 nights, and you get a badge for being clean for 10 years. La da da, la da da. That's the silliness that led you into addiction in the first place. Come on. Come on, folks. I'm not trying to disbar, hey, that's cool. You're clean. What clean? You're clean. Okay. Everybody in here, I mean, what is that? An accomplishment? What is it? That's why the faith-based programs, when you're fighting addiction, you're fighting the devil and demons. You're fighting the devils and demons. If you can't find an answer from within your own essence, you have to find an answer within your own belief system. Don't believe in drug addicts anonymous. Don't believe in alcoholic anonymous and all that are humans, whacked out humans at those meetings, whacked out weirdos. You got to find that faith within you, your God DNA. And you got to find that God DNA to tell you you are born from royal DNA. I will help you fight those demons. Until you do that, all these recovery systems and all this other bullshit, that's all it is an economy of jobs. That's all the recovery system is. I wrote a paper, ironically, in 1981 on the recovery system. And the success rate was 3 to 5% across the United States of America. So I'm a major in statistics and probability. So wouldn't 3 to 5 people just quit anyways out of 100? Out of 100 people that have drug addiction problems, it wouldn't just anyways, nothing else added, nothing else subtracted. Wouldn't those people just have quit anyways and just said, I had enough? So that enough is more than 3 to 5%. The recovery system makes it worse. The recovery system and all that bullshit propaganda, it keeps you in and out of this economy of jobs. The recovery system is an economy of jobs. It keeps you on the merry-go-round to relapse. It keeps you on and then you go to these corny meetings and it's self-defeatism and it's everything else. And all you are is a sheeple robot, and you got to find it within yourself to conquer whatever you're trying to fight. You're not going to find it in the periphery, especially with these support groups. Come on. It's another cash grab, the recovery system. They just built a new one, multi-million dollar recovery system over there in the other county. So all the taxpayers, why is it the responsibility of the hardworking taxpayers that have to pay taxes and have their taxpayer money to go to drug addicts that don't even want to get clean? Huh? Why? Why is it you hardworking taxpayers out there that are acting right, are going to work, are doing all the right things, and then all you see is your tax bill go up? So they could put up a multi-million dollar building to get all these addicted rejects that don't even want to get clean. And there could be 10 rehab facilities. The success rate is going to be 3% anyways. They know the historical success rates for 50 years. So why do they invest all that money into the recovery system? Because they want to keep their jobs. They want a revolving door. It's like a consumer. They want you to keep buying the product. We talk about everything here. We talk about everything here. We talk about everything here. It's the truth serum, folks. It's the truth serum. I'm not from this planet. Well, I left and I came back, so I'm half true. I left, I took a visit, and I came back. It was a tough road back, though, but, you know. Oh, that's nice. You got clean. Yeah, really, really. Well, thank you for the good words, but it's not an accomplishment. It's not an accomplishment. It's just like when I did couples therapy for couples and the cheat. They already know what the problem is. They know what the answer is, but they just want to stay in the dysfunction. They already know there's a husband and wife. There's a husband and wife in front of me. They already know what the problems are, but they want to stay in therapy and they want to stay in dysfunction so they can justify their maladaptive behaviors. They can justify why they're cheating. They can justify why they're doing this. So they want to stay in those shackles. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. I finally washed it, huh? I finally washed it. Mm. Oh, the angels brought me back. Yeah. Mm. EB23, I think, you know, when you have to come up, you have to get to self-realization. You have to get to self-awareness. What You know what you want for your future. You know what's going to promote your future. You know what's going to hinder your future. You know the obstacles and the trials and tribulations. But when people are fighting and struggling over such matters, they want to reside in the problem when they know what the answer is. They want to be coddled. They want to have the counselors at rehabs. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm trying to get there. No, no. Just like I was talking about that sloth mongoloid that got his like the Jeff Naduski. You want to go get liposuction. You want them to chainsaw the fat off. No, quit eating. Quit eating. If you're doing drugs, quit doing drugs. You don't need any extra effort, any extra buildings, any extra counseling, any rehabs. If you're that interested in quitting, you quit. You don't romanticize about quitting. You quit. Oh, wow. You don't romanticize it. See, it's a multi-billion dollar industry. It's a multi-billion dollar industry. That's all it is. If they solved your problem, there would be no need for them anymore. There'd be no need for them. These rehab counselors are making 100,000 a year, 75,000 a year. There's nothing they can tell you to quit doing whatever you're addicted to. There's nothing they can say from the outside into a person's mind. No, you got to get into the inner depths of a person's mind, body, soul, spirit to conquer something when the enemy is pounding you down. 40 meetings in 40 nights ain't going to help anybody. It's going to keep your mind so sketched out and so married to that problem. If I divorce a lady, just like you divorce drugs, why do I want to go back to my ex-wife and go over the reasons of failure? You're revisiting the crime. So when you divorce something, you divorce it. There's no extra mental issues. There's no more mental uh, things you have to attach to it. They're charlatans. They're charlatans. That's all. They're charlatans. You divorce some kind of addiction, you quit some kind of addiction, it's over. Move on with your life. You don't need that aspect. You moved on. Well, I used to play this game when I was 11 years old. Well, I don't play it anymore. Well, I moved on. I don't need to go, well, let's just figure out why I played this game when I was 15 years old. You move on in your life. You don't revisit the scene of the crime, especially when it really messes your life up. So yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, Brittany, have a good one. Yeah. Jimmy, the human mind is so powerful. If you want to change and quit, you have to want to change. Yeah. They say, gosh, Joe, how did you do it? You quit 11 years. It ain't hard. It ain't hard. I wasn't sitting there after I got out of ICU after a year. I wasn't sitting there going, God, Boy, I'm jonesing for some dope. Geez, I'm jonesing for some dope. I divorced it. It killed me. It literally killed me. I'm not going to romanticize about it and go to addiction meetings and all that bull crap. So it could remind me of drugs. I don't want to go to a place that reminds me of addiction and drugs. I divorced it. If you dated a hoe, if you dated a Jezebel, you don't want to revisit the crime and see how this Jezebel cheated on you all those years. So why revisit the crime? You want to go 40 visits with your ex-hoe for 40 nights? Why revisit the crime? They got these recovery systems so washed out that it's pitiful. I did speeches in front of large groups where I knew the director. She was a nice lady. She was a real nice lady, and I got to give her credit. She was a nice lady, but she tried to put constraints on me when I was doing groups. I was doing speeches for people in recovery, and I got pulled off the stage a couple times. I got pulled off the stage a couple times because they don't like to hear the truth. They don't like to hear the reality about it. Then the job security becomes in jeopardy. They don't want you to unveil the freaking veil. They don't want you to do that. You know, no, it's hocus pocus. That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah, day 47. Well, I just had 11 years since I died. Well, whatever the years are, the years are. It's not on my mind. I'm not fighting to stay clean. I'm not fighting it. When you leave something behind and you divorce it or you just disconnect from it, that's that. But there's experts out there that can tell you, and you could give them money, and there's experts that can revisit the scene of the crime. Well, Mr. Expert, I'm done with that. Uh, I have different interests in my life. It's a sham. It's a sham. And New York State allocates so much money to these whacked out recovery systems. They're building new multi-million dollar facilities that the taxpayers have to pay for. So why should you be responsible for a drug addict that doesn't want to get clean? Why should you hardworking taxpayers have to put in an extra shift in at the factory so these drug addicts can relapse 14 times? When I went in there after the hospital in this bullshit recovery, which were well-intended people, there's people in there. This is my 17th time through the revolving door. The 17th time, you should be disqualified. This is my 12th time, and they wear a badge of honor on it. You're a scrub, bro. You're a scrub. So they use the system. The system uses them to get state funding, and you taxpayers have to pay for deadbeat drug addicts that have no intentions of getting clean. Hardworking people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hardworking people in society. Why are the good, well-behaved, hardworking citizens of a society have to feel the burden of deadbeats, maladaptive people that is putting a burden on society, also a burden on crimes in the community? They're coddled into it, and the judges release them back to the drug facilities. They're committing crimes, and they go, Your Honor, I got a drug problem. That's why I crawled through that window the other night. I got a drug problem. Okay, well, we'll put you back in that facility. What is this, your 12th time in that rehab? Yes, Your Honor. Well, okay, yeah. Well, you could go there, Billy, and maybe the taxpayers can feel the burden. Come on, folks. They should be marching in the streets protesting. It's the way it is. That's where our society has evolved to. Coddled out, weird agendas, and what does it all come down to? Taxpayers' money. Do you see what Doge has has uh, discovered all the waste that Elon Musk and has uncovered, all that wasteful money, LGBTQ agendas in Iran and Siberia, all these promoting these whacked out money grabs, hundreds of millions of dollars. Taxpayers have to pay. Elon Musk is doing a forensic audit of all that corruption and wasteful money that's being spent. Mm. So, well, thank you, everybody. James Rockford, thank you. Johnny D, I appreciate it. Brittany, thanks for coming in. Did an impromptu. Laura, EB23, we did a little impromptu. Michael K, how you been, bud? And we're just going to keep things going. And I'm going to still do some things from that Jeff Naduski Mongoloid comic strip. I think it's from Los Angeles. So I'm going to do some recapping on that. We're going to do the Mongoloid's first day of school and the Mongoloid first day of meeting another Mongoloid. So we're going to really get down, All right, Juju, if you're there. So thank you, everybody, for coming in. I'm just going to keep the channel going the best I can. New York, what's up, Jason? And yeah, we're going to just keep going like that. I welcome you people in to join. That's cool. And yeah, bye-bye, Vivian. I love you, Deb. All right, folks, be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Find the power from within. And then you can display it on the way out. All right, folks, hit the like button, the share button, the notification bell, super chat, Cash App, anything. Tip the waitress on the way out. All right, folks, thanks a lot.